welcome back to Smithy's Forge. I am finally doing a video again, and forgive the lighting, the only light I've got is the one overhead. So, today, as you saw from the title, we are taking a look at Power of the Primes, SINNERTWIN. And I am very excited. I will say this, I'm pretty sure his skeleton basically was a reuse of the Sludge figure. Can't say that for certain because I never got a hold of Sludge, or I haven't yet. My stores, as you know, suck. So anyway, we have SINNERTWIN here. He is my third Terracon, and he's just as good as the others, honestly. I'd say he's probably the weakest of them, but that's just because I think there's some things I would have done differently. For example, under his necks here are completely hollow. So I don't know, I might have done that a little bit differently. I might have put these on ball joints if it was my design. But I'm not the guy they pay to come up with these designs, so I'm not going to sit here and be critical of it. Why? Because, well, not my job. But if I had to venture a judgment on this, I would say, buy it. You see it, buy it. That's basically my opinion of all the Terracons. Yeah, so, you know, posability for his necks is pretty limited. You basically have up and downs. You have a ball joint on their head that's very limited, and their jaws open. Ball jointed shoulders, because these will become the robot arms. So you have a swivel there, and you don't really have any foot articulation, but you can unpeg this if you want and do something with that. It'll just look like crap if you do. Back legs are molded in one spot, so they are, you know, they have a hinge joint, but that's about it. Well, hinge, swivel, hinge. It rotates. Tails have no articulation. They just have a transformation joint. And, you know, he's very simple to transform. And, you know, like I've done before, I'm not going to go into the arm and leg modes. We'll do that when we do the Abominus video. But all in all, I can't complain about him. I mean, look at this. He's not cheaply made by any means. He's really good. Also, if you only bring the necks up about like that, it doesn't really break it up. But if you bring it up past that, that's when you get past these. So, you know, normally what I do is like I keep one head low and one head a little bit higher, just to give him some distinction if I'm displaying him in this mode. So, yeah, can't really complain about him. Yeah. He's good. He's very good. He's very good stuff. So, we're going to get down to transformation here. It's really simple. So, what we're going to do is you're going to take his back legs, rotate them back like this. You're going to unpeg his tails, and you want to this is the only issue I have with him, because these are only held on by these hinge joint right here's their friction. They're attached only by friction, I mean. And in order to get these unpegged, you got to be a little rough with them. There we go. Because of the way they because of all the bits and bobs on the sides here, and since how this bit right here is where the foot pegs in for his leg mode, you have to be kind of careful with these. It's not like you're going to break anything. It's just they will come unpegged from each other. So once you do that, you work his legs out, and most often they'll unpeg themselves by the time they get to that point. Then you just close these up, fold the tails down back, and just bring the feet down onto the sides of his legs like that. Then you want to come up here. His shoulders are on these little struts, so you want them up here. You want them angled so it's like that in dragon mode, and angled like that in robot mode. So you flip both of those up. You unpeg the front feet like this, and they will peg in like this. And then you actually have to flip out the fists. So I appreciate that they did add that little bit of extra. It helps keep it a little bit more streamlined. And then what you do is you grab him by the heads and you break his neck, basically. So you flip up by this joint, and then you unpeg from this joint, fold his head up, close that up, and fold those down on his back. And there you have SINNERTWIN in his robot mode. Now, I will say this, his robot mode is the weakest. It's just, I think it's basically his, he doesn't have anything overly extravagant in his beast mode. It's basically just he's down on 4 legs, and he has 2 beast heads. So he doesn't have an overly extravagant beast mode like Ripper Snapper or Blot or Cutthroat or Hunger. So it's actually even Hunger. His robot mode is just like his. Actually, it's very plain. Actually, hold on just a second. Go. Sorry, forgot to do the size comparisons. So here we have him with. Didn't have that plugged in. Here we have him with Ripper Snapper. Here, we'll do this. And here we have him with the other 2-headed dragon dude, his boss, Hunger. Yeah, just want to make sure I got my size comparisons in. So, if you will give me 1 second. Now, back to what we were talking about before. It does come with his gun, whoops, very plain little gun. And once again, he just, even if you give him his gun, he does not have this like super epic, crazy look to him. I mean, you have Ripper Snapper who has a whole lot of personality. He just does not have that flair of personality in his modes. And I think that just comes from the fact that he has basically the same mode as Hunger. It's just scaled down, and therefore he does not have as much pizzazz, I guess. I don't want to sound like I am not knocking this figure. This is an awesome figure, and I'm really, really happy I got him. I honestly cannot tell you guys how happy I am to have another member of the Terrorcons. These guys are, next to the Seacons, probably my favorite Decepticon combiner. Yes, I'm weird, I know. The Seacons were so stupid, but I love them. They're so campy. They're just the best. But, no, I can honestly say, you need to pick him up. You need to pick up all of the Terrorcons, honestly. Oh, God. His Prime Armor. For some reason, the entire thing, even the little bit that you take out to put a Prime Master in, is the same color as like his arms, his legs, and his head. They decided to go with his green to completely cover this, and just the connector peg is the yellow. I don't honestly understand why they didn't do like the hand in that bluish green and the little panel here be yellow. I don't know why they didn't do that, but it's weird. And if you feel like armoring him up, it does plug right into his chest like that, and it doesn't actually look that bad on him. I mean, the whole Prime Armor thing is kind of dumb, but it works better than the hand-foot gun did. So we're going to leave that. Yeah. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying you shouldn't get this guy, because he needs to be in your collection. He is full-on worthy of any fan's collection, or even somebody who's just looking for something out of the ordinary. The fact that we got Generations Terrorcons that have a full combined mode and they all look great, I can't honestly tell you guys how much joy this brings me. So yes, you need him. We'll do the last size comparison real quick. Here he is with his fellow 2-headed boss man. Stay. And here he is with Ripper Snapper. I will say this, out of the 3 of them, I think he is the strongest one so far. He is just as good as Hunger. So I would say put SINNERTWIN and Hunger in second place as far as overall coolness. And Ripper Snapper is number 1. But yes, pick him up. Pick up every one of the Terrorcons. Okay? You just got to. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself as a collector. You owe it to yourself as a friggin' human being. Pick them up. Make everything better in your life. You need another 2-headed dragon monster in your life. I'm telling you to do this. You do not have a choice. You are in my power. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, we're going to call that good for this video, guys. Once again, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. Got something to say it down below. I am the Smithy. This is SINNERTWIN. Forge on, geeks.